Hey, it's Brian Wright, and this is the Daily B123. And I am talking about one of the things that just stresses out so many business owners: hiring. Hey, it's Brian Wright from BrianWright732.com and fitin.com, PHITIN.com. And as I stated before, I am talking about hiring. Now, hiring is this scary thing to some people, outsourced thing to others. It's a nightmare of a situation for a lot of business owners. I want you to think about hiring a little bit. I've been on, your side hiring people many times. It was one of my chief jobs when I was working for a particularly large company. Now, one of the main issues that I have with the hiring process is that when you're under the gun and you need people, you can get into a desperation mentality, and you start telling people a story that's not really true to get them to say yes to the job. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to convince them that this is the right company for them and at the right pay. Most people, what they do is, I've got this fly that was really annoying. But you get a lot of times that you're looking for the highest quality that you can get for the lowest price. That's just a losing game to begin with. And then the other one is you start telling a story about your company that's not really true because you're trying to get the person to say yes. And then on the other side, once you start going down that road, the candidates are doing the same thing. They're trying to tell you about themselves, trying to convince you that they're the right person. And, you don't really know what they're telling you being true or not true because no one's seeing anyone in action. It's just storytelling time. So I just want you to think a little bit more deeply about the hiring process. And I want you to think deeply about what you're looking to achieve with the hiring process. Are you looking for, again, the maximum amount of effort for the lowest amount of pay for a limited amount of time? Or are you looking for long-term solutions to the needs of your company and, not a lot of turnover, that kind of stuff? So if you're looking for stability and long-term engagement, this is really what you have to start thinking about. When you're interviewing a candidate, it's not just trying to figure out how are they going to fulfill your needs. More importantly, are the needs of your company going to satisfy the personal needs of that employee? Is that person going to get satisfaction, fulfillment, happiness? Are they going to be able to employ their skill set in a way that gives them a sense of completion at the end of a day? If you can find that match, then you're creating the long-term scenario. You can't just look at the dollars and cents on the front side of it, like I would need to pay this person cheap to get the job done. You've got to say, what is it going to cost for me to invest in real talent that's going to like doing what it is I need them to do, and they're going to feel satisfied. So I'm going to get the max effort out of them. I'm going to make them happy. I'm going to provide them with a life that they are looking for, so in turn they can do the same for me. But if we come at it from a me, meaning I just need what I need, whatever, I don't care about you, I do, but not really, it's a lack of clarity. But if you create a situation where you really do care about the needs, the wants, and desires of your candidates and your actual employees, you're going to create a long-term sustainable business that's going to always get more output for your financial input than the other situation. You're going to have a revolving door. Because if people are not satisfied, not engaged, feeling supported, on board with your message, you're going to fail. It's about finding those people that embrace what it is that you do, that feel satisfied with what you do. This sounds like sales, doesn't it? Because in anything you do where there is a trade, a mutually beneficial trade being attempted, it is sales in a lot of ways. So you need to sell a candidate on what you do. And then you have to back it up as much as they have to sell you on who they are and what they can provide. So sales, it really is a selling of situations. But the main point is getting away from the dollars and cents, pinching pennies, racing to the lowest, the cheapest, and getting into embracing the mindset of your company the tactical situation in your company and then matching that with the right people. It's going to take more time. So instead of writing, want ads that say, you need to have X amount of education, X amount of experience, why don't we just talk about the realities of what we do and find the weird people that like that? If it's long hours, put it's long hours. If it's low pay, put it's low pay. But also put that, or is it low pay to start with an increase over time, whatever. You've got to be honest. You say, hey, it's hard. If it's hard, you got to advertise it as hard. You don't say, oh, it's easy, it's a 9 to 5, and then demand 13 hours a day out of people with no vacation time. You've got to be who you are, and you've got to find those weird people that are going to embrace that. And when you find that, you're good. Because when you find somebody that's excited for your situation, you now have the right person for a long-term successful business. So get away from cheap. Get away from who's in front of you. Don't sell somebody something just to get them to sign and then hope it works out. Because that's one of the things where the lying about your situation comes about, because you're thinking like, okay, with the right candidate, this is what we can achieve. Instead of saying this is exactly what's going on and we're hiring to put you in this role. Don't talk about what it could be. Talk about what it actually is. What it could be will be. But what it is what it is. And that's what you have to sell. If you tell somebody it's all sunshine and rainbow and then they come in and it's not even close, they're going to be pissed off that you hired them. And a lot of times people are giving up other opportunities to take advantage of yours. So if you're asking people to sacrifice to come on board with you for a dream that doesn't really exist, you're just being a dick as a hiring person. You've got to be honest and straightforward. These are people's lives that you're playing with. So don't play with people's lives. Give them the opportunity to live their life successfully. Because the more successful your employees are, the more successful you are as a business owner. That is the mutually beneficial trade that occurs between an employee and owner. It is not a one-way situation. Both sides really, really matter. You have to care about the employees in a way that makes the employee care about the business. It's not by demand, but it's actually being engaged and satisfied and giving a crap because they don't want to lose the situation. So if you hire somebody, give them the opportunity to fulfill their dreams, or else they're going to leave you and go find somebody else that's going to fulfill it for them, or they're going to start their own thing. And in a lot of times in businesses, the biggest problem you run into is you put a lot of time and effort into somebody and it's the right field but not the right way, and then you've taught them enough so that they can leave, and now you've built your own competitor. I would rather build alliances with people that will expand my business in the future, so even if they leave, it's a positive connection that's going to grow my business, than have somebody leave and say, screw him, he lied to me about what the sitch was, now I'm going to crush him and put him out of business. Because that's happening every single day. So build up people that will be with you forever. Don't build people that are going to be with you for a moment as an employee and then leave to be your competitor. So just understand, are you fulfilling dreams? It's that simple. All right, Daily B, we're out. Hey, it's Brian again. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, share, comment, let me know what you're thinking. And if you need help on this particular subject, hit me up. I can go way more deeper on it, and I do, at fitin.com, PHITIN.com. I'm launching a new series. We've got the Small Business Blueprint coming out that addresses everything I talk about in this vlog, but way deeper with way more tactical information. And I'm always available for coaching and really specific stuff. So if you have an issue that you need help with, I'm available.